It may have had a slight lull in the summer months, but 2018 has easily become the best year for gaming this generation. From the sheer variety of genres, gameplay mechanics, narrative and thematic tones, to the way the industry has reduced the ugliness of microtransactions and the abundances of DLC, it was a consumer-focused 12 months and one that birthed some phenomenal titles. Yes, these bodies of work are all recommendable, if not essential, but which parts of them truly stood out? Which are the favourite scenes of 2018's games? Be sure to check the timecodes below if you want to avoid spoilers. My name is Rach and welcome back to WhatCulture Gaming. These are the 10 best video game moments of 2018. Number 10. Trunks' secret Frisia fatality. DragonBall FighterZ. When we learned that Arc System Works were going to be applying their gorgeous 2D meets 3D rendering style to the world of Dragon Ball, and that fights would have fatalities called dramatic finishers, there was only one question. Would Trunks be able to turn Frisia into sashimi? The glorious hallowed answer is hell yes! And finishing a match as Trunks where Frisia is the last to fall triggers a cutscene where he dices him into tiny chunks before incinerating the remaining matter into cosmic dust. It's as glorious in motion as it is to read or talk about, and for Dragon Ball fans, this justified the price of entry alone. Number 9. Getting drunk with a priest. Kingdom Come Deliverance. It's not just Red Dead 2 that had a memorable, hilarious, and all-around brilliant drunken scene this year, oh no. Coming after you meet an alcoholic priest who tends to shirk his responsibilities amongst a small township, the quest you do to get on his good side only results in a night of debauchery and law-breaking. Ringing the church bells, throwing up in the church tower at 2 a.m, taking a couple ladies back to the priest's barn for some holy lessons, it's all here. There's even a cut to black that shows the passage of time, only to come back up as main man Henry is joining the priest, shouting at sheep in the middle of a field. The closing sunrise is every morning after, and every... oh god, that was terrible, but I loved it. Encapsulation of casting aside responsibilities for one momentous night. Number 8. Sony's iconic boot-up noise, the PlayStation 1 Classic. Sometimes it's the little things. And though Sony couldn't have known just how much the sound effects for their company logo was going to become etched into millions of child's and teens' brains, that diamond symbol came with one of the best noises ever recorded. Thankfully, it's also the first thing that will greet you upon booting up the PlayStation 1 Classic. Now, the system itself has been roundly shit upon for not including 60Hz versions of its beloved titles, but if you live in the UK or any other PAL region, that simply isn't a problem. These are the versions that we grew up with, and revisiting them awash in old-school PlayStation splendor, from controller to back-of-the-box codec frequency, is a nostalgic rush like no other. Number 7. Resurrection. Detroit Become Human. Back to the future, and though many parts of Detroit's wannabe weighty narrative fall flat from David Cage's leaden script, Marcus's resurrection succeeds immensely on imagery alone. Coming after he's been wrongfully accused of killing his human mentor, we resume his storyline at the bottom of an android disposal facility. See, Marcus is not dead, and within seconds we embark on a Shawshank meets Terminator sequence as he scans his fellow half-dead companions for usable parts. Cage really plays on the God of War Dante's Inferno imagery, as Marcus is occasionally grasped at by scores of arms extending from the rubble. But the overall feeling is one of revenge, survival, and determination. This is arguably the best scene in the game, and one that cements Marcus as the next fan favourite, after Connor of course, oof. Number 6. The Old Man's Speech, Minit. A game where a life takes only a minute. Minit challenges you to complete hunting quests, fetching items, or talking to people in supremely short segments. The beauty of its design comes from how unlockable items will carry across various lives, letting you open up pathways the next time you respawn, and from then on it's how you uncover the entire map. However, because time is a factor and your eye is constantly glued to the top of the screen, the point where you encounter a sweet old man talking, one word at a time is the perfect gamification of feeling your life waste away when you're stuck doing anything painfully boring. Not to mention you're already up in arms trying to make the most of your day. The secret this man tells you is essential, that it takes a lifetime to figure it out. There's a nice metaphor in there somewhere. Number 5, the reveal, A Way Out. Joseph Fares's A Way Out is one big love letter to American action cinema. And so we have everything from car chases to mob boss gunfights, prison brawls to, well, one of the most overdone twists in Hollywood. That said, simply because you and a friend or partner play through the whole thing in mandatory split-screen co-op, you will become the characters Leo and Vincent, and likely not see it coming. Following the pair after they've killed a gang boss together and fulfilled each other's reasons to break out of prison in the first place, it's revealed that Vincent was a cop all along, with Leo as his assignment. It's a hugely shocking revelation, and the best part is that there's an entire final third to play out. Only now you and your partner are on opposite sides of the thin blue line. 4. Traversing the Desert, Tetris Effect. You wouldn't think a Tetris game could make you feel, but therein lies the beauty of what Tetsuya Mitsuguchi has created. Learning from the likes of Lumines, a game that combined pulse-pounding electronic music with lining up squares of Tetronimo pieces, Tetris Effect's levels each have defined themes and connotative imagery. The desert level, for example, features a slow score that gradually builds up as you slot lines together, seeing a troop of camel riders traverse the baking sand dunes in the background. This culminates in a transition to the surface of the moon, when a small landing buggy highlights just how far humanity has come. As the music swells underneath all the pieces that you were slotting together, it feels like a metaphorical interpretation for innovation and improvisation itself. Now you may see why Tetris Effect isn't just another Tetris game. Number 3. The Final Climb, Celeste. Not to spoil Celeste's most heartfelt moments too much, but Matt makes games idea to make dark thoughts and anxious-ridden, depression-fueling mentalities into in-game beings that you have to contend with, bosses, or a series of tough platforming areas you must surmount, is brilliant. Come the close of the game, you'll have begun talking to your worst self, the shadow version of Madeline that haunts, taunts, and chases you throughout the majority of Celeste. This ultimately results in a final climb that capitalizes on a double dash move to let you move faster, reach farther, and above all, achieve more than you could when giving into these negative thoughts. A supremely powerful, essential message, and one that will benefit all who hear it. Number 2. Gotcha, Lenny! And just the entire drunken saloon sequence. Red Dead Redemption 2. Kingdom Come gave us a gloriously ridiculous drunken night in 16th century Bohemia, but how would Rockstar tackle the same subject matter? By leaning into everything that makes a haphazard night on the tiles as an outlaw so much fun, of course. The mission itself is meant to be a quiet few drinks with your buddy Lenny. That's always how it starts, right? But quickly devolves into Arthur drinking his body weight in whiskey, and that's usually how it ends. Before long, you're accidentally breaking glasses, chastising members of the saloon for not being Lenny, how dare they, and best of all, starting a fight with random NPCs, only for the game to cut as the entire establishment enjoy a wee line dance. You'll attempt to drown a guy, throw up, laugh together, and eventually go on the run from the law screaming, "You'll never take me alive!" For the hybridized film meets game cinematography and a script that keeps the whole thing hilarious, it is an early indicator that Red Dead 2 is something truly special. Number 1. Getting the Blades of Chaos, God of War. Everything about the more solemn, contemplative Kratos reflects the maturity inherent in Sony's latest batch of exclusives. He's a broken man, failing to even keep his family together after wife Faye dies, and from here on in, the once angry Spartan still has to raise a child, despite not knowing how. You eventually find out about a key object hidden in the underworld after son Atreus falls ill, and it's a place Kratos notes that he can only go if he's appropriately prepared. cuts to a wonderfully dark and powerful scene where Kratos talks once again with the original trilogy's Athena and begins digging into the depths of his house. Inside are the blades of chaos, synonymous with destruction and wanton nihilism, and yet his new life was built right on top of them. Uncovering the blades, you unlock an entire new skill tree, and it is only by embracing Kratos' past self that he has a chance at building a future.